WCAT-TV, the student-produced production that has been award-winning for multiple years. Starts now.
Good morning, Grade Latrobe. From the WCAT-TV studio, I'm your host, Ben Hamady. Any student is currently in an AP class who wants to take their AP exam and hasn't registered is asked to please see Miss Hager in the guidance office. The deadline to order exams is today. Any student who is interested in cheerleading or mascot tryouts but missed the mandatory tryout meeting is required to see Mrs. Fry in room A4 to pick up an information packet. It's time for the annual Pittsburgh National College Fair at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. The fair will have representatives from over 252 and 4-year colleges, nursing schools, business schools, and trade schools. The fair will be held on Thursday, March 17th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., from 6:30 to 9 p.m., as well as Friday, March 18th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Students who wish to attend should register beforehand at ncaattend.org. We go to Caitlin Rocco for the 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Wildcats. For today's forecast, we will have a high of 55 and a low of 35 with cloudy skies. For tomorrow's forecast, we will have a high of 64 and a low of 34 with sunny skies. Finally, on Thursday, we will have a high of 68 and a low of 42 with partly cloudy skies. That's all for weather. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Caitlin. CFA Leader Academy members are reminded that their next mandatory meeting will be on Monday, March 21st during all of Lunch and Learn in the CSC. Please bring your lunch with you to the meeting. Contact Mrs. Koss with questions. We will be back after these messages.
Pep Club is asking students to participate in the St. Patrick's Day Spirit Day on Thursday, March 17th. Please support by wearing green or anything related to St. Patrick's Day.
Mrs. Houck's broadcast and production classes offer a variety of opportunities both inside and out of the classroom. You'll learn a multitude of skills from filming to on-camera presence, editing techniques, and journalistic professionalism. Students love to see their work featured in the morning announcements or winning awards in various video contests. Broadcasts 1 and 2 help prepare students for future career opportunities within the communications field while having lots of fun. Be sure to schedule a broadcast and production class next year.
There will be a meeting in H202 for all students going on the Vietnam Class DC trip during Lunch and Learn 2 on Thursday, March 17th.
Yesterday, Mu Alpha Theta hosted a Pi Day celebration in the CSC. Reporter Abby Williams stopped by to see the activities. Wondering what's on the menu today? Here's Adina Pruth. What's cooking?
What's cooking, Latrobe? It's Tuesday, March 15th, and cooking up in the main line, we have the Cat's chicken tenders with a side of french fries, roasted chickpeas, and a soft pretzel twist. The sandwich options are a hamburger, cheeseburger, or a chicken patty. The pizza options for today are the homemade cheese and pepperoni pizza. In the grab-and-go bar, we have fresh salads, deli hoagies, and roasted chickpeas. The soup of the day is chicken rice. That's what's cooking. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Adina. CFA Leader Academy will be accepting monetary donations to be entered into a 50-50 raffle. Donations will be split between the winner and a local animal shelter. Donations will be taken now through March 25th during Wildcat time at F202 and during Lunch and Learn in the Commons area. A $1 donation earns you 1 chance. A $5 donation will get you 7 chances. This year's Red Cross Blood Drive will be held in the Ox Gym on Friday, March 25th. If you are at least 16 years old and in general good health, please consider donating your precious life-saving blood. Please see Mrs. Zeza in the Senior High Nurse's Office now through Friday, March 18th to sign up. All students must be registered with Mrs. Zeza by March 18th to donate. No walk-ins will be permitted in the day of the drive. We go to Richard Hillwig for the Wildcat Sports Report.
Thanks, Ben. Today marks the beginning stages of spring sports, beginning as the girls' varsity softball team has a scrimmage tonight at 4 against Seneca Valley at Graham Sabota Field, and the boys' lacrosse team has a scrimmage tonight against Freeport at Rossi Field at 7. That's all for Wildcat Sports. Now here's Luke Hamady with National Sports.
Thanks, Richard. Your Pittsburgh Penguins are back in action tonight, where they head to Nashville, Tennessee to battle a tough Predators team at 8 p.m. After a key to a divisional win against the Canes last Sunday, the Penguins have poised themselves in second place in the Metro by being 2 points ahead of the New York Rangers and trailing the Hurricanes by 6 points. To the hardwood, you can tune to ESPN to watch Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets head east to Philly to battle Joel Embiid and the 76ers at 7:30 p.m. In NFL news, Tom Brady surprised fans with a return from retirement after 2 months to come back for his 23rd season. On Brady's Twitter account, he says, quote, "There's unfinished business here." Lastly, in March Madness news, the first 4 rounds will commence with 2 games tonight. To start off at 6:40 p.m., the Battle of Texas will have Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders battling the Texas Southern Tigers for the 16th seed. Later in the evening, the Indiana Hoosiers will take on Wyoming Cowboys for the 12th seed. Additionally, take a couple of minutes to complete a March Madness bracket in national tournaments or local ones before noon on Thursday. That's all for sports. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Luke. Do you want to work somewhere fun and in the center of everything? HB Leisure is the world's leading attraction partner for skill games and amusements across the globe. They are currently looking for game operators to work at Idlewild. The pay is $13 an hour. See Mrs. Hager in the guidance office for details. The deadline to apply is March 16th. Last Wednesday, the Pittsburgh Penguins held a STEM camp for students around the Pittsburgh area. This camp included information about sports science, film preparation, business and management, and online ticket sales. Junior Nick Manalakis attended the event and said many of the instructors were employees from the Penguins front office, and they provided a very unique and informative experience for the attendees. Now, here's Harley Cochran with Wildcat World News.
Good morning, Wildcats. In world news, in Irpin, a United States journalist, Brent Raynaud, was killed while there to report on the current war between Ukraine and Russia. 2 other journalists were injured to the point of hospitalization. Brent was a filmmaker who contributed to the New York Times, but was reportedly not currently on assignment by them when he was in Ukraine. On Sunday, China reported that they have reached 3,400 new COVID-19 cases per day, doubling the number of cases than the previous day. The surge has forced the government to close schools again and lock down several northeastern cities. This is China's worst COVID outbreak in almost 2 years. That's all for World News. Now here's Alexis Knoll with Community News.
Thanks, Harley. Tomorrow, the Tasty Bakery in Murraysville will be holding a St. Patrick's Day cookie class from 6 to 8 p.m. Each attendee will get a set of 8 cookies that they will get to decorate. That's all for Community News. Thanks, and back to you.
Students in Broadcast and Video Production 1 created student spotlight projects that we will be sharing over the next few weeks. We hope you enjoy learning more about the amazing students in this building. First up today, our country is founded on being the land of the free and the home of the brave. One student in our school knows the cost of her freedom better than anyone. Here's reporter Matea McIntyre with today's student spotlight.
Sophomore Sydney Jahoski has not one but 2 parents who serve in the U.S. Army.
They were both deployed in Kuwait for 12 months. That's actually where they met. They were there for Operation Iraqi Freedom. And my dad was also deployed in Iraq for about 9 months for the same tour.
Sydney has grown up in the patriotic environment that she lives in today. It has shaped her views on our country and how lucky she is to live in it. Her parents have committed to a lifetime of service.
My mom enlisted when she was 17 years old, and she's been in for about 24 years now. And my dad enlisted when he was 23. He's been in the Army for almost 30 years now.
It can be challenging for children when parents are gone for extended amounts of time. Sydney was 4 when her dad left for his second tour. In recent years, her parents have been able to stay closer to home. They are still in active duty and have been working out of an Army Reserve Center in Coriopolis. Their jobs have moved around a lot, but they managed to keep Sydney in the same home that she has lived in for 8 years.
They've missed out on some events like birthdays multiple years in a row, and they leave for long periods of time.
The sacrifices of anyone who serves in the armed forces also impacts their family back at home. However, Sydney doesn't focus on the negative.
Some advantages of having them in the Army is I actually got to move here because of it, and I get to see some pretty cool things when I travel with them for work.
Though their jobs are very time-consuming, Sydney says she is grateful for their sacrifices, not only for our country, but for her and her siblings as well.
Thanks for tuning into this edition of WCA TTV News. Have a great day, Latrobe.